Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Today we got some goodies. We are going to go over the brand new update, version 1.01. A lot of people were interested in it, wanted to know what it's about. Let's dive into it and check out some of the goodies that we have in store. Stay tuned, guys. Today, guys, we got the brand new update 1.01. We're going to go over some of the people were excited, some of them were sad. We got some goodies that changed and a lot of updates to a lot of things that players were concerned about. So if you guys, please stick around for a little while, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below how you feel about the new update. Anyway, guys, let's get into some of these goodies. So let's change our screen. Here's our notepad we have and some of the notes that were compiled that they gave out in the war room. And number one was the functional optimizations for the alliances. They wanted to redesign the layout of the main alliance screen, improving the logic. Now, what does that mean? At the time, we didn't know exactly what was going to happen. So let's jump back real quick. And in Alliance, this screen right here was completely different before. So they changed the layout of it with these boxes right here, some of the buttons, 3 tabs. You have Manage, Members, and Info. A lot of the overall appearance is the same, but some of the layout is a lot more streamlined with it being up here, not so much in a box. We have right here a rankings. As you notice, it says coming soon. I'm assuming that this is talking about when players were wanting to know what the donations were by other players, some of the activities, how people are participating and such. You have an assist button, says coming soon. So we have 2 things right here that are going to be released, and we don't know the full details yet, but when we do, we'll go over them. And we have the new gifts button, which we'll go over here in a second. The research, still the same research that's happening, the overall look of it, but just the overall interface at the very, very beginning of the alliance to do it. The manage right here, these look a little bit different just with the overall interface. But that's just the touch up that they did. Let's jump back to the notes section again. And right here, we have added Alliance Gifts feature, whereby all Alliance members receive a gift when an Alliance member purchases a gift or collects supplies from destroying a Raven bunker. Now, personally, I like this update right here. This is super important. Why? Because whenever you're in the game and you guys are running around and you're killing these Raven bunkers and such, and the Ravens, you know, everybody kind of they start running out of the energy pretty fast, but nobody else really gets the benefit other than using the energy to collect. So like if I'm destroying this in a bunch of guys and another guy is in my alliance and he clicks on this, he can collect the rewards by using his energy. But what happens when he's out of energy? What good does it do? Well, this particular update allows it to where when you go into gifts, you see right here, this gifts right here, it's all the Ravens that are being done, and they give you a goodie. Now, it's not a lot. You know, it goes towards this pot that gives you a good spoil or whatever, but nevertheless, you know, it's giving you something where you're not having to use energy. People are already you know, killing the Ravens. So, I mean, to me, it's good. I mean, look, I just collected all of them. It gave me 4,000, 3,000, and 3,500. Is that an extreme amount? No, not really. But I didn't have to use any energy, and people were active in killing Ravens, so I benefited from it. So I like that. The other one is kind of like more like a pay to win. So every time a player purchases something, they're going to give me a goodie. Like I just got 100 gold on that one. Another 100 gold. 10 of the arms, weapons, a VIP right there. And another 100 gold. And these ones right here are going to increase this. Now, This warrior spoil, um, you have multiple levels, but once it gets up to a certain level, you're going to be able to unlock the chest and get a certain spoil. Um, I think they already had a level whenever I came back. I came back into the alliance, and I do have a picture of some of the goodies that would entangle. So up above right here, I'm going to go ahead and show a picture of it in the video real quick. That way you guys can see kind of what's going on with that one. And that is some of the additives that they gave as far as the gifts and the buying purchase gifts or whatever. That's part of the update that they did for the alliance. Now, the next thing is functional optimizations, research and events. Added a new research branch, City Honors, which unlocks in level 2 cities. So obviously most of us are bigger than level 2 cities, but nevertheless it unlocks. And what that is speaking about specifically is right here. When I go to my research and I try to research, I have City Honors. And the City Honors allows for better rewards. So even though they brought down the rewards a little bit, they don't have like a crazy amount of rewards. They are leaving it open to where you can research and spend more time in the game, not just somebody who barely logs in, but somebody who's completing tasks, doing things, constantly researching, that you can gain better rewards, and you gain power as well. So right there, that was the arms race you guys know about. Right here, the military funds, the collecting steel, the crude oil. Then we have this, earn daily arms race tier 4 through 6 rewards. So better rewards there. So this particular thing is really going, if you spend the time in this, whenever you're completing things like the arms race right here, where you have jurisdiction and you have the daily arms race right here, whenever you're doing these, you're going to get even better rewards off of that research. So I really like that update. I think that's a really good one. Let's go to the next one. We have added tech buff, where researching City Honors increase daily points gain and rewards in arms race and grand showdown events. Now this one's pretty interesting, because they're saying that they added a buff where when you research the City Honors, right, the daily points gain or whatever, it's almost like part of the events now. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Just another kind of thing to, have events going, pushing towards, building fast and stuff like that. Downsize the reward gained in first 3 reward bundles of arms race event, but increase the number of rewards bundles by 4 to 9 unlocked by performing City Honors research. So they took away some stuff, but when you research, you're going to be able to get it back. Also, they kind of changed how much it took. So like, here's one of the things that I noticed. Let me go over here and get into the arms race. The jurisdiction right here, the number of points, and also how fast this takes place, because now it's every 4 hours. It's a little bit easier to try to get into these tiers, which is what they wanted, but the rewards are a little less. But then again, if you think about it, like this one used to be 10 of the gold components right here, so that you can forge a higher level unit. Those were pretty much 3/8, and now you have 6 4s with 5. So, and then when you unlock, you're going to get even better rewards whenever you unlock the research. So changed up that a little bit, so that it's a little bit easier to get, but yet, you you have to build towards a better research. So promoting more activity, pretty much. That's kind of how I see it. Is like if you're more active, if you're researching more, you're getting better things. That's just kind of what's going on with the game as far as that aspect. The next one, sorry guys, is going to be the new features, starter teleport. And what this whole thing is about, and it's kind of like in their other game as well, is that if you start off in a new base and you haven't grown past level 11, they're going to allow you to have a free teleport to go wherever you want. And the thing about that is I haven't tested it yet, but I don't see any limitations as far as resources and stuff is concerned. So what this means is people have a certain concept in games like this where they pretty much have a starter castle and they blow it up just enough to the level. So let's say a level 11 where it still meets requirements, and they just gather a crap ton of resources. They just get a lot of resources, a lot of speeds, a lot of everything, and they sit on them. And they have this castle that's, legally able to, you know, go to another server as soon as it opens. But once they hit that server, once they click that button and they go into that server, they have a huge advantage over everybody else. And by that, meaning you have resources, you have speeds, you have already to a level 11, you have all these different things, and you've created pretty much a jumper account, and you land very first day, and you've already got a bonus up on everybody. That's the only thing that I kind of see about this that's kind of going to promote people to pretty much use jumper accounts, going from one to the other, stockpiling or whatever. Now, if they limited the amount of resources or speeds, or not really speeds because you can't really limit that, but the amount of resources or how much you're bringing over to the new server, you could kind of stop that. But if this is just simply the requirement is level 11 right here, and that's it, as long as you don't go over it, no power limitation or no anything like that, like somebody can really build up their castle and slam down by a jumper account into a new server. So that's another thing that they did. Enabled frame selection in the commander profile, just a little cool thing to be able to, go around your avatar or whatever. Other optimizations. Armament Chest enabled the chance to receive a free coupon for commanders every 24 hours. That's really cool. So what that means is that every 24 hours, let's go back here. Every 24 hours, when you go into your chest right here, this one right here is going to show as free. And you have one free chance to get something like a goodie or whatnot. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's another one. Mail. Remove the delete all mail function, such as deleting now only removes mails read in the current mail tab. That's one of the things that irritated the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie, guys. I mean, come on. Every time I hit delete, I didn't want to delete all the mails across all the board. I might have had some important alliance mails that I've read, but I didn't want to delete them. So that's good that they did that. Increase search zone and optimize search logic. I've heard that from players. They hated that the radius wasn't very big whenever you search for ravens and nodes and stuff like that, or research nodes. The next one is data optimizations, jurisdiction. Reduced event loop from every 8 hours down to every 4 hours. We already talked about that, so a lot quicker. Have the difficulty level of all missions, excluding the Raven troops and Raven bunkers. I guess they felt you could still kill that many of them or whatever. But yeah, they definitely half down the level. Increase the difficulty level of Raven troop and Raven bunker missions. That's good to, be able to use the jurisdiction. Downsize individual mission rewards based on difficulty and increase the portion of gold in reward bundles. Adjustment of the amount of gold in the first 3 reward bundles from 24 200, 400, 1500 to 0, 200, 2500 respectively. So kind of promoting that push right there. So yeah. Jurisdiction removed acquire a 4-star unit and acquire a 5-star unit missions, added using universal components to assemble the unit missions. Now, this is another one that I really enjoyed because honestly, guys, let's be honest about this. It was super annoying to have a crap ton of these tickets and spend them during a jurisdiction event, to level up, and they give you a bunch of 3-star, and it accounts for nothing for the mission. So you used up a crap ton of tickets, and you didn't get hardly any points because it's just by random chance. It's a random chance generator. And that was super annoying. So now you're just by using the ticket, regardless if you get a 3, 4, or 5, whatever, just using the ticket is gonna give you the rewards or the points towards the rewards. So that's super, super important right there. They use this little thing right here to talk about, that they felt that the difficulty of the jurisdiction event was a little bit too high. It was hard to get to those top tiers, which I agree to them. That's definitely the case. Daily arms race. Remove the entry permit from the daily arms race rewards. A lot of people were upset about this because, the entry permit was to go from city to city. Now it's going to be a little bit harder because, from the daily arms race, you're not really pushing to try to get an entry permit. Now the entry permit will be added to an event rewards in a later update, but they haven't said when or what it's going to be. So now you're kind of forced to either do the urban combat plan that gives you minimal amounts, or you have to pay because it's in a bundle. You have to pay, and that is only once a week. It refreshes or whatever, once every 7 days. So a lot of people were upset about that one. Increase the rewards from completing level 1 and level 2 officer missions with a 100% success rate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you why, okay? This is one of the things that got me, all right? But I'm just being honest with you guys, okay? Whenever I went to officers missions and I'm doing a mission, right? And let's say I add 3 of the commanders in the faction and it equals 100%. It didn't give me anything extra if it was 70% or was 100%. The experience points, the camp rank, whatever. It was the same. Like, it did nothing extra. Now, if you perfectly align these to where all 3 requirements are met and it's at 100%, it gives you one of these. And it is super nice. So I'm going to, right above me, put in a picture right now of one of the ones that I received. And this is just a typical one. But as you can see, man, the expert strategy, 200K, I mean, just like a bunch of goodies. I was already getting 100% anyway. So this is just like free goodies. I mean, how can you not like that? Like, seriously, that's really, really good. So yeah, I like that. Anyway, reduced the officer experience rewards for officer missions and increased the officer experience rewards and officer mission chest. So now we have to get the chest to really get those. Removed officer promotion missions and added strategy books. In other words, officer experience. That's good. Got to level up them officers. Got to level them up, man. The higher they are, the better it is. And then some optimizations. And this is one of the ones that a lot of people were really wondering about. Like, what is this really going to do? Because the base would only fire out 4 tiles ahead. And your artillery is 5 tiles out. So if you had hypothetically, if your artillery is 5 out and the base only shoots 4 out, if the base didn't have any artillery at all to get to the 5, that artillery would just sit there and hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer the base slowly but surely, and the base can't get to it. Now, with this, they've changed it to where the base can go, 5 squares or whatever. So, yeah, that's super interesting that it did that or whatever. Anyway, not much you can do about that. Bug fixes. Officers corrected the coefficient descriptions for Jack Spanner and Florence revival skills. So just a minor fix right there or whatever. So yeah, anyway, that's some of the update, guys. I don't want to keep you guys too long. The video is already a little bit long. Please leave a comment down below on what you feel about the update. If you like the optimizations, did it look more crisp to you? I mean, it looks a little bit better on the graphics to me, but what things would you like to be continued to change, or, some of the ups and downs of this update? Anyway, guys, till next time, appreciate you sticking around. Peace.